The key to creating social change in any format is building relationships and building trust. The do's and don'ts I'm about to talk about apply from the very beginning of your social change journey to the very end and beyond. So here are some do's. We already talked about some of them. Keep it simple when you're talking to people. Don't ask too many questions. Create space for them to talk to you. So that's the first one. Keep it simple. And that's something to keep in mind about everything in this course and in this journey. 2, listen. You can listen with your ears and you can listen with your eyes. You can notice people's body language. You can sense the energy in the room. So use all your senses to observe and to listen. The third thing is to be respectful, and that can be done both by what you say and how you say it and how you approach people, and also with your own body language, with the way you dress and the tone of your voice and how softly you speak. So going back to the example, when I used to go to the refugee camp to meet Maryam, I would dress in a way that was appropriate for their norms, actually, which was a little bit different than how I would dress when I was with my friends. And I would behave and carry myself in a way that showed deference and respect, like that I'm a visitor to this community. So think about all the different ways that you can make it a point to display respect. So keep it simple, listen, be respectful. And then the fourth thing is look for diverse perspectives. Seek voices that don't stand out. Some people are more obvious than others when you go out there. Some people take up more space than others, that are just heard more than others. And it's really up to you to find the unusual suspects, to read between the lines, to take the time to get to know and think about who else you might be able to hear from. And some people you might not be able to access them in a one-on-one interview. Once you've conducted a few one-on-one interviews, you might end up partnering with the community leader to conduct a focus group, for example, or other group conversation. And that's how you might be able to hear different voices and create a safe space for people to participate. 5th, be careful not to use people as stories in a way that doesn't build power for them. So what you're setting out to do is amplify people's voices and share in their stories, but what I'm trying to say is that you don't want to use them for your own gain. That's something that Baljeet and the Center for Knowledge Equity really focus on, like when some entrepreneurs or funders create posters of someone, like, look at this person that we're helping, help us help them. That doesn't build power for them. That's actually called tokenizing someone. So be careful when you're setting out there to amplify people's voices, that you're doing it in a way that builds power for them and that drives home the point that they need to be at the forefront of the change and that it's not about you. So be careful when using this information that you're collecting, to use it in a way that builds power for others and doesn't tokenize them. And the 6th one I already kind of said, but I want to circle back to it because it's related to group dynamics, which is to keep a low profile. This is not about you. And this is something I've said in different ways throughout this course, but maybe not in those words. And I think it's really important to stop and say it now. This is not about you. So tip number 6 is to keep a low profile. And lastly, number 7 of the do's is to spend time. Social entrepreneurs are ambitious, and the social entrepreneur inside you might be really driving you to take action and create change and really restless to go ahead and get started. But the way you build relationships and the way you build trust is to just spend time with people. Not just when you're interviewing them and asking them for something, but just be there, be part of the community, just hang out, volunteer, offer to help, have meals with people, have coffee with people. The more time you spend, the more people will start to trust you. So those are some of the do's to keep in mind. And you probably have a good guess about what the don'ts are going to be, because they're very much parallel. Don't try to implement ideas too soon. Don't think you have all the answers. Trust me, you don't. Don't think you know more than people. You have a wealth of collective knowledge and collective lived and learned and work experience that you need to tap into. And also, don't think you're entitled to share with them this time and experience. People don't have to talk to you. And acknowledging that goes back to showing respect. Definitely do not use people as stories in a way that doesn't build power for them. So this is something that happens a lot in social change, where relationships become extractive and people use others to show, like, look, I'm helping this person, I'm making a difference. That's one of the things that Baljit and the Center for Knowledge Equity always watch out for. Don't use people as stories. And don't expect people to trust you until you spend time with them. So these are some of the things to keep in mind as you set out to talk to people, to get to know the challenge through the people who are experiencing it and are working to tackle it. And then the last thing I'll add is, in addition to spending time with others, spend time with yourself. You need some quiet time to reflect on and synthesize your learnings and conversations and experiences. So take time in general. Don't rush this step. Keep a journal. Have a team of people you trust that you debrief with and discuss with. This is not even a step. It's something that you're going to keep doing. So even later on, after you ideate your solution and implement it, you're always going to come back to this. You never stop. You never stop talking to people and testing ideas and learning things and synthesizing and reflecting. So get familiar with working in community and make it part of your approach to social change, no matter what your pathway is going to be.